goals as well. Those 35 matches I mentioned previously have led to a total of 193 goals, which is an average of just over 5.5 per game, so expect plenty of goal-mouth action today. The last time these two teams met was back on the 24th of October 2020, the last game of the truncated 2020-21 season, and it was another thrilling affair here at St Hill, with East Grinstead and Beeston drawing 3-3, thanks to 2 goals from Joe Nosey and 1 from Louis Gittins for East Grinstead, with Chris Proctor scoring twice and Henry Croft on target for Beeston. The recent history between the two games lies in Beeston's favour. They have won 3 of the past 5, with a draw and a solitary win for East Grinstead in there. And indeed, East Grinstead have only won of the last 11 meetings between the two, but today is going to be the day, I feel, where history could go out of the window and East Grinstead could get the win they desperately are seeking. They're on good form as well, having recorded 2 impressive away victories in their last 2 weeks, after a difficult start to the season, which saw them pick up just 1 point from their first 7 games. But a 3-2 victory against University of Exeter a fortnight ago was followed last week by a 4-1 victory away at the University of Durham. So they'll be happy to be back home and hopefully recording that first victory this season. Beeston have likewise picked up form as the season has gone on and were also victors in their last game, 3-1 against the University of Exeter. But it's all to play for. Form goes out of the window on occasions like this. And we're all set here at once again, a very sunny East Grinstead as the crowd just starts to pour in for this crucial game. So please stick with us, because we have a feeling it's going to be a thrilling afternoon.
The world is constantly in motion, moving fast, and it all runs on data. By the power of technology, we bring people together, wherever they are, and keep the data they depend on flowing round the clock. Our data center, cloud and mobility solutions, support business-critical functions in the most innovative and demanding sectors, from genetic science and cancer research to autonomous vehicles and space exploration. We build automated data centers, driving sustainable energy, helping to conserve our planet. Our technology connects you to the data and the people you need, safely, securely, and reliably. Focus, powering your digital transformation.
So, as you can see whilst watching the stream, the players are out on the pitch just beginning their warming up process at the moment. So let's take the opportunity to give you a rundown through the East Grinstead team and a few players to look out for today. So number 2 in goal will be Richard Curtis, the big South African, having had a stellar start to his East Grinstead life so far, and will be hoping to make plenty more important saves today. Number 4, Luke Emmett, who the last time I was here against Brooklands MU scored an absolute worldie from the edge of the circle, so he'll be hoping to repeat that today. And at number 5 is Dan Faulkner, who will once again captain the side today. Reliable in defence, offers a threat going forwards, and is Mr. East Grinstead. Number 6, Jared Jones, a South African indoor international, again has enjoyed a good start to his East Grinstead career and will be hoping to play a big part in today's fixture. And then number 7, I can just see the tall, imposing figure of Canadian Jamie Wallace, who's really hit form in the last few weeks. 5 goals in his last 6 appearances have been crucial in East Grinstead turning around their form and being with a chance of making the top 6, and he'll hope to strike in front of a home crowd once again today. Lewis Prosser is number 8, a man who needs very little introduction, absolute legend of the National League and of course of Wales, having led them to their first ever World Cup just a few weekends ago, and will be hoping to pull off something remarkably impressive with East Grinstead today. Number 11 is Balraj Panesar, another Canadian international, solid in defence, and number 12, Sam Hathley, will be providing plenty of threat and defensive nous as well. Finn Boothroyd is number 13. He scored his first goal for the club against Durham last time out, and he'll be joined in the forward line by Louis Gittins, the top scorer for East Grinstead this season. 6 goals in his 8 appearances. Scores all types of goals as well. Real fox in the box, and will certainly be putting the Beeston keeper under a lot of pressure today. Number 16, Ben Mackey. Really dynamic player, really good on and off the ball. Chips in with some vital goals as well, so expect plenty from him. And number 17 on the sheet in front of me is Richard Lane, former England, Great Britain international. So much experience in the National League, which if he is on the pitch today, I'm just having a look out for him, can't see him at the moment. But if he is playing today, this will be his first National League appearance of the season, and what a game to come in for as well. Tim Deakin, assistant coach, continuing his remarkable comeback, having been told to stop playing because of issues with his knees, is really returning to form this season, putting in a fantastic shift for his club, and he lines up number 18. Number 19, Ollie Lander, really exciting young prospect, England junior international, and has impressed in the games he's played so far this season, as has Luke Holland, another youngster who scored his first goal of the season last time out against Durham with a rasping finish on the reverse. Number 22, Ross Stott, also is set to return today after a couple of weeks out, which will be fantastic news for his teammates. But unfortunately, Simon Faulkner is not quite ready to return to fitness, so once again is on team manager duties today, organising all the subs and being the chief cheerleader from the sidelines. So that's a quick run through there of the East Grinstead players. You can just see them warming up on the pitch now, bathed in wintry sunshine, shall we say. Since the last time I was here a few weeks ago, the trees are somewhat thinner. The leaves have fallen off. Winter is most certainly here. But it's still a glorious day for hockey. Unlike for the women yesterday, who were playing in the middle of Storm Arwen. But that didn't stop them as they recorded a thrilling 6-1 victory over Clifton Robinsons, which keeps them second in the table and moves them to within 3 points of Hampstead and Westminster at the top, who were beaten by Surbiton. So Hampstead are currently top of the Women's Premier Division on 27 points, East Grinstead second on 24, and Surbiton third, also on 24, but with an inferior goal difference. Now, whilst I appreciate many of you, or the majority of you likely to be watching this feed are East Grinstead fans, I will give you a brief run through of some of the Beeston players just to keep an eye on as well, and I'm sure there are a few Beeston fans watching too who will be hoping that I'm not quite as biased as I have been so far with East Grinstead. And Andy Day, if you're also watching, I apologise for any mispronunciations I may make of certain players' names. The goalkeeper for for Beeston, it's not a good start, is Simon Hujwan, who joined the club back in 2016-17 and has been pretty much an ever-presence in the Beeston Goal 6 since then. Also an England under-21 and age group international as well, winning bronze at the 2014 Junior Euro, so plenty of pedigree in goal. Number 5 is German defender Kai Akinger, who's made a real impression on the club since he joined at the start of this season. He is a Euro Hockey League gold medalist in 2017 and also a bronze medalist in 2019, so knows and understands how to play in big situations and big games such as this. So Beeston will be looking for him to provide plenty of defensive nous, and I'm sure plenty of you will have seen some of the tackles he's been putting in over the course of the season thanks to the Beeston feeds, and he's also a pretty handy asset from penalty corners as well. He'll be wearing number 5, and Robbie Gleeson will be number 6. He's been an ever-presence in the team for the last 2 or 3 seasons now. Has also played in the semi-finals of the league with the club as well. Featured for England's under-21 men at the 2016 Junior World Cup. Of course, England didn't travel to India for the edition that's going on at the moment due to travel-related restrictions regarding coronavirus. So it's a shame that the current crop of youngsters won't be able to take part in that and experience what Robbie did those few years ago. He's also a GB and England junior international, has played at Sultan of Johor's and Euro Hockey indoors as well with the England senior team. As has Gareth Griffiths, number 7 for Beeston and captain of the side today. And of course, the Griffiths name synonymous with all things Beeston. Very much entrenched in the club is that great family and the great name. He's also played a lot of age group international hockey, including winning silver with England at the 2019 Euros and also goals with Great Britain at the 2018 and the 2019 Sultan of Johor Cup. Off the pitch as well, he's a fantastic ambassador for growing the game, not just in the local community but also amongst the Flyers as well, having helped set up the Flyers section at the club and coordinating it, doing some fantastic work there does Gareth. He's also been in good form recently, slotting in some goals for Beeston, so he'll definitely be one for the East Grinstead defenders to keep a close eye on today. Moving on, number 10, Sam Apula, has been on fire in front of goal, scoring 5 times in the 6 matches he's played this season, having missed the first few games with injury. He rejoined the club from Bowden in 2019-20, having started the club at the age of 10 and spent most of his time with Beeston, winning the league and the Tier 1 men's championship with them as well. He'll be wearing number 10, and Henry Croft is number 11, and he scored in the fixture between the two teams last season, that 3-3 draw I mentioned earlier on. Again, he's been one of the ever-presents in the team this season. Another very highly rated young player, having represented Mercialings and Pennine Pumas at different Futures Cups over the years. And he's also currently a member of the Great Britain Elite Development Programme. Number 13 is Suki Panasar, who joined from Germany for this season and has been almost an ever-present, only missing 1 game so far. And like his namesake in the East Grinstead team, Suki Panasar is also a Canadian international, having played 158 times for the country, and this includes 2 Olympics, 2 Commonwealth Games and a World Cup alongside several other major tournaments. So he'll be a real important cog in that midfield for Beeston today. Number 14, Josh Pavis, who has missed the last couple of games injured, but I thought I saw him warming up earlier. Another junior international for England. Also caught up to the Great Britain squad back in 2019 for a couple of away Pro League fixtures, although he didn't manage to get any pitch time, unfortunately. But he also won silver with England's under-21 at the Junior Euros in 2019 and has played a couple of Sultan of Johor's as well. Number 18 is Will Prentice, and he is a very, very highly rated young player who's joined from Team Bath Bucks for this season. Another who has played for England at junior level, under 16s and under 18s. He's also captained Team Bath Bucks at the 2020 under 18 Club Super Sixes finals, and bright things are expected of him. But of course, from an East Grinstead perspective, maybe not so much today, hopefully. And a final name to look out for is number 24, Ben Collinson, who joined from the University of Nottingham to play this season. He's also played for Harrogate and Oakham School at various national indoor and outdoor finals, as well as representing the Pennine Pumas at a Futures Cup. Again, another England junior international. Beeston side seems to be stacked full of them, and he's also scored once in 8 games this season. Just looking out on the pitch now, the crowd is starting to come in for what will be a crucial game today. Bright sunshine still, and hopefully that retains for the rest of the day. The last time I was here, it started off very bright and ended up very grey and windy, which wasn't particularly pleasant, so here's hoping for that at least today. Just a few minutes to go now. Please stick with us for what promises to be hopefully the game of the season so far for both of these teams.
Cisco Meraki began with the pursuit of revolutionary new technology, 100% cloud-managed IT.
Basically an entire network under a single pane of glass.
After more than a decade in business, Meraki continues to innovate, delivering the simplest, most powerful solutions around.
Helping our customers stay ahead of the curve as demands continue to grow.
This means that wireless is expertly designed and engineered, optimized for the real world.
Which means a better user experience, and it's easier to set up.
Meraki's best-in-class network security is updated automatically, giving you a powerful defense and peace of mind.
So no matter the vulnerability, we're always working to keep you covered.
And ambitious goals don't require cumbersome tools and a team of experts to achieve.
So you can finally get rid of all of these.
Now your networks can be configured in minutes, even for hundreds of sites around the world.
Wait, really?
Yes, really. Plus, you can manage your networks from anywhere.
Seriously, Dad?
I was just trying to finish something up.
Today, IT isn't just racks and cables in a server room. It's working with sales, marketing, and the C-suite to solve business problems. It's intelligent insights giving you an edge in decision-making. It's giving you time back to focus on the work that really matters. It's powerful technology for everyone. So get smart and work simple.
During that short advert break there, the umpires gave their 5-minute signal, so really not long to go now until this game gets underway. As I mentioned previously, these two clubs have a lot of history against each other, so let's just run through some of those fixtures and see if we can jog a few memories about some of the classic games played between these two over the years. So we'll go back, as previously mentioned, the 3-3 draw the last time these two sides met, and it was actually a last-minute winner from East Grinstead to secure the points that day. They certainly won't be hoping for anything quite as dramatic on this occasion. They've met 4 times in England hockey finals days across the years, or finals events as they have also been known. The last one of those was the semi-final back in 2015 when East Grinstead prevailed 5-1 winners, which is also their record score and their highest margin of victory over Beeston since the 1999-2000 season. 5 different scorers on that day: Tony Wilson, Chris Griffiths, Mark Pern, Simon Faulkner and Joe Nolte. So plenty of good memories there. That came after the previous season. Two teams met in the final, which was 1-1 at the end of the game, but Beeston won 3-1 on a shootout. They also met in the 2010-11 final, where East Grinstead were beaten 2-1, and previously Beeston also prevailed on a shootout in the 2009-10 final as well. But that's all past history now. That is completely irrelevant compared to what is about to happen in front of us on the pitch as the teams begin their very final preparations ahead of this game. In case you missed it, we ran through the ramifications of what each side needs at the start of play to qualify for the top 6. So currently Oxted occupy that place and will be the team as things stand to qualify to compete for the England Hockey Men's Premier Division title in the second half of the season. They are in 6th on 10 points but play Hampstead and Westminster today, so have a very hard task ahead of them. Beeston find themselves 7th on 8 points and will need a victory today to reach the top 6 and hope that Oxted are beaten or draw against Hampstead and Westminster. East Grinstead are 8th in the table, having picked up 2 wins in their last 2 games and need nothing less than a victory today in this game and hope that there is no point picked up by Oxted. So a lot riding on this one. Having spoken to a few members of the club prior to this game, there were a few nerves around, but some quiet confidence as well, knowing the run this team have been on in the last couple of weeks. Here come the teams then, walking out to the middle. East Grinstead in their traditional white shirts, dark blue shorts and white socks, with Beeston in the all black with the yellow trimmings. Polite smattering of applause there from the crowd. Hopefully they'll continue to grow in numbers as this game of hockey, I would have said. Nerves all around, clearly, as we are underway here at St Hill. East Grinstead in possession and immediately looking to move upwards through the gears as Wallace takes advantage of a slight mistrap by number 9 there, Connor Synan, trying to work his way into the circle, and that's the first long corner of the game for East Grinstead, starting on the front foot, exactly where they want to be. In a game such as this, you want to establish an early advantage, get yourselves on the score sheet, get a lead early on. And that's exactly what East Grinstead will try to do here as Deakin plays it out to Stott. in towards the very tall figure of Wallace. Surrounded by two, but doing well down the left-hand side. Unfortunately, having committed an offence, it will be a free out to Beeston and their first opportunity to get stick on ball for the first time this game. It's Panesar, vastly experienced, playing in the screen at the moment. And Griffiths there, the captain, just unable to control that slightly bobbly pass, and it's back in East Grinstead's possession. Ross Stott there, just giving off the pass. He's missed the last couple of games, but is back today. Vastly experienced player. His brother Niall, of course, used to play for East Grinstead as well. They all know how much this will mean to the club. As there's just a slight mistrap there from Hatherley, and it's a sideline ball to Beeston, which Panesar will take. There's Joe Paul playing it back for Josh Pavis, who is back as well from injury. That's a very good interception there by Dan Faulkner, looking to set away Boothroyd. Can Boothroyd get there in front of Pavis? Yes, he can. But the umpires brought it back for a Beeston player down. Can't quite work out which Beeston player is at the moment, but it's great to see him returning to his feet. He picks up his stick and walks away, and that's always a very good sign. So that's what we like to see. Maybe a slight bit of frustration for East Grinstead that the attack was stopped, but it was a head injury, so fair play, and they can receive possession once again once the umpire blows the whistle. And it's back with assistant coach turned player coach Tim Deakin, filling in at the back in the absence of Simon Faulkner. And here's Dan. Long aerial forwards up towards Boothroyd, but an unfortunate bounce skips away from the Canadian, and Beeston have a chance to bring it out from defence, but there's a good high press going on immediately from East Grinstead, and they're winning the ball back in dangerous places. Here's Gittins now inside the circle. First clear opportunity of the game is it. He fires it into Wallace, and it's just wide. And a brilliant touch on that by, I'm not quite sure if it was the defender or the goalkeeper, but Beeston scrambling to keep that one out. But the first real opportunity of the game falls to Jamie Wallace. Couldn't quite get his 6th goal of the season. But early signs that high press from East Grinstead is going to cause the Beeston defence a lot of pressure. As Stott now dribbles away from Apula. Fouled by Apula, so gets the free hit. Here's Prosser. Hatherley receives it back from Faulkner. Now for Mackie down this right-hand side, looking to get past Collinson. Given the free hit, takes it quickly, moves into space, puts a ball, dangerous ball across. Aikinger there, the defender missed it, but there was no East Grinstead player in attendance, and the ball goes out for a Beeston ball. Home side have really started well here the first few minutes, creating that first opportunity. A couple of circle entries. It's exactly what head coach David Becker would have wanted. Slight confusion here as to exactly what's been given. It's a free hit now for Beeston. As they venture forwards into the East Grinstead half, taken down brilliantly by Griffiths. Lays it back nicely. Fired in towards the circle. Picked up, controlled really nicely by Henry Croft. East Beeston have the advantage, and Beeston have the first penalty corner of the game. So having been on the back foot for the first few minutes with their first circle entry, Beeston have the first set piece, and it's the first test for Richard Curtis in the East Grinstead goal. Lovely bit of control initially from Griffiths to bring that aerial pass down before finding Croft in the circle. And he's had a very bright 2021-22 season, has Croft so far, and was key there in winning the corner. Just looking to see who the likely flick takers could be. As mentioned previously, Kai Aikinger is there. He's got 3 goals to his name so far this season. And Josh Pavis lining up as well. Here we go then, and it comes back to Aikinger, who scores! And that's exactly the start Beeston wanted. Aikinger flicking it sort of mid-height for Curtis, but he couldn't quite get enough of a glove on it to turn it away from the goal. And against the run of play, certainly in these first few minutes, it's Beeston who have the lead. And that will certainly annoy the East Grinstead players and the management, having had such a bright and positive start to the game, a game that they must win. But there's Gittins once again with the press, winning the ball back. Unfortunately, Wallace couldn't quite find a passage through, and it's back in Beeston possession again, and they win a free hit just inside their own half. Taken quickly, but easy for Luke Emmett to intercept and lay it into Prosser. East Grinstead just happy to get a little bit of possession for the time being as Deacon fires it out to Stott on the left-hand side. Mackie. Now it's Gittins. Gittins with Wallace up ahead of him down this left-hand side. Surrounded by several Beeston players, manages to work the ball into the circle. But deemed to have done so illegally, and once again Beeston can bring it clear. Gleeson plays it off now. Robust challenge coming in there from Emmett on Gleeson. Results in another free hit. Panasar and that's, you could argue, slightly unlucky there on Gittins. Coming through the back of the player to win the ball, and thought he'd once again set his team up in a good area of the pitch. As it is, Beeston now have the free hit deep inside his Grinstead territory after Stott deemed to have encroached on the 5 metre rule. Once an aerial ball is controlled, and looking to work his way into the circle is Croft, but can't control it, and it's out for an East Grinstead ball. Nicely picked up there by Mackie in the centre of the field, driving forwards, looking for a teammate, running into a Beeston foot. That Beeston foot being number 8, Eddie Harper, and he wins the free hit, does Mackie. Once again, just turns back. That's a ambitious pass there that's been intercepted by Beeston. Can Faulkner atone for his error? He can briefly, but it's back now with Griffiths. Griffiths to Croft. Well read by Prosser, although it hits part of his body, and therefore is a Beeston free hit, which Panasar will take. Back to Pavis, so the immediate danger is averted by East Grinstead as the ball is fired in towards the circle. And, well, very nonchalantly turned behind there by Curtis, but that might well have come off Henry Croft's stick, so that could actually be quite an important save there by Curtis. Knowing exactly where his post was and just diverting the ball around it from, just as I was saying, the pressure seems to have been alleviated. Pavis firing it into the circle as it comes in once again, but Stott is there to pick up the loose ball, although it's given away. Here's Gleeson, who scored an absolute worldie last weekend for Beeston. His first goal in 2 years for the club. And he's now winning his side a long corner. Here's Panasar, dictating things early on, the experienced Canadian player. Going backwards to Aikinger, the goal scorer. Here's Pavis. Pavis with another reverse ball into the circle, easily cut out by Stott. Beeston now enjoying a good period of possession and territory, but East Grinstead holding firm for the moment. Ball played down this left-hand side. Picked up nicely by Harper. Harper looking to turn round one. Is impeded in his attempts to do so. Pressure there coming in by Luke Holland, forcing Joe Paul to go backwards, but he's just about able to keep the ball there from Finn Boothroyd. Long ball played forward once again, and under pressure from Tim Deacon, the Beeston player misses it, and it's out for an East Grinstead ball. Ben Mackie, seen plenty of it so far. Plays it into Richard Lane. Very, very experienced man. The man for this situation. East Grinstead are hoping. He links up with Gittins down this left-hand side. Really neat move. Gittins fires it across one to aim for. And it was saved very nicely by Simon Hujuan. Very, very good opportunity there for Luke Holland to bag his second in as many weeks, but his neat deflection was well read and well stopped by the Beeston goalkeeper. That's the second chance, though, of the game for East Grinstead. And Gittins linking up beautifully with Lane there down the left-hand side. That will bode well for the rest of the game as now they look to fly forward down the right-hand side. Pavis unable to keep that ball in. So it's a sideline ball in a very, very advanced position for East Grinstead. Hathley brings it back. Deems to fit the foot, though, of Deakins. The move breaks down and Beeston have a chance to bring it clear. And they do so. Racing forwards now. Prentice had one to aim for, couldn't find him, but it broke to Gleeson. Gleeson's attempted ball forward, well cut out by Lane. And now he sends Holland on his way. Holland surrounded by Beeston players looking to advance forwards. And ultimately the pressure was too much and Connor Sine managed to get in there and pick up the ball for Beeston, and they can bring it clear once again through their defence. Gleeson to Joe Paul. East Grinstead just holding their line, not pressing quite up as high as they were, but forcing long balls like that, which are very difficult to control, and giving themselves a sideline ball once again. As the changes are rung, a couple of fresh faces come on, including that of Jared Jones. What can he do as East Grinstead look to find a way to draw themselves level in this one? Hatherley to Faulkner, playing in the fullback position, winning the free hit there. Stott again to Deakin. Back to Stott under pressure, but does well to control that. Joe Waterston bearing down on him. And his long ball forward is a sideline, which will be taken by Ollie Lander. Exciting young talent. Played a lot of games for East Grinstead so far this season and has adapted very well to life at the top tier. Panesar. Nice ball forwards, attempted almost into Jones. Kept in nicely there. And it does fall to Jones, and he just can't quite pull it back into the path of Wallace. And a half chance there, certainly for East Grinstead. Fantastic enterprise and effort by Luke Holland to keep that ball alive, but here's Harper now racing towards the East Grinstead circle. Plays the ball in, and it does go into the goal, but doesn't get a touch from an attacking player, so of course there's no goal. Just starting to open up a little bit this game in the last minute or so. Young players on both teams making adventurous runs forward, exactly what we like to see. Here's Panesar for East Grinstead, playing it straight off the leg of Gleeson, winning himself a free hit. Balraj Panesar, like his namesake, Suki Panesar, both experienced Canadian internationals, hoping to lead their sides to victory today as Dan Faulkner plays a nice aerial ball forwards. Emmett touches it on into the path of Jones on this right-hand side. Jones fires it across. Hujuan there gets a very good boot on that to clear it as a couple of East Grinstead players were racing into the circle. And once again, it is the home side who are causing a few more problems. Just unable to find that killer goal at the moment as look up at the crowd, and it's certainly packed out since I last checked a few minutes ago, which is fantastic to see. Can the home team greet them with the goal? Wallace does just about brings it under control. The ball bounces up, and it's the first corner of the game for East Grinstead. So plenty of applause from that aforementioned home crowd. And a very yappy dog as well, clearly excited by the action on the pitch. One corner, one goal so far in this game, that coming from Kai Aikinger earlier in this first quarter for Beeston. What can East Grinstead do? Can they bring the scores level in this crucial match? Wallace and Emmett lining up, looking like the most likely flickers, with Dan Faulkner set to inject. Beeston having a little bit of an issue getting their kit ready in time. It's all gone very silent. Highly anticipated set piece. Faulkner to inject. Comes the way of Wallace. Wallace fires towards goal! And his scoring streak continues as Jamie Wallace brings East Grinstead level with a very, very nice flick. Awkward area for the goalkeeper Hujuan. And it's 1-1 between East Grinstead and Beeston. You could feel a collective sigh of relief as that one went into the back of the net. And East Grinstead definitely deserve to be level. They've created chances, they've pressed well. And Jamie Wallace with his 6th goal of the season, making him the club's, or the First 11's, joint top goal scorer now, alongside Louis Gittins. Most importantly though, it's all square once again. East Grinstead, of course, needing a win to give them any chance of reaching the top 6. Playing up this right-hand side. Once again, looking to cause some issues there is Richard Lane, but the decision goes against him and it's a free out to Beeston. Pavis with it. Needs interchange there. Joe Paul, attempted ball forward, cut out by Prosser. Here's Wallace, the goal scorer, looking to find Gittins, but cut out very well by Gleeson. Gleeson with an attempted ball into Collinson, does well to control that with one hand off the stick. Under pressure though, gives the ball away, can stop, get it past Panasson, not legally so, but he has the free hit. Here's Wallace. Wallace with a little bit of space to run into, fires the ball into the circle, but bisecting the 2 players who were in there. But East Grinstead looking to press home and find a second goal here as Deakin does really well to cut that difficult aerial pass out. Gleeson does well to win that under some pressure. Interchanges with Prentice. Ball forward on the reverse was too high, and at that moment the umpire signals the end of the first quarter, so it's still all square here. East Grinstead drawing themselves level through Jamie Wallace after Kai Aikinger gave Beeston an early lead. It's been thrilling, there have been plenty of chances so far. Time for a very quick break and we'll be back shortly for more of the same in the second quarter. And just like that, we are underway once again here at St Hill. All square in this game between Beeston and East Grinstead, as Gittins takes advantage there of an early mistake, and it's Wallace. It's a great save, but it's worked his way in, and Wallace has another one. East Grinstead are in the lead, and that's exactly what they want. Brilliant play there by Gittins, taking advantage of an early mistake. The aerial ball forward, hitting the body of the defender. Gittins takes it quickly. Wallace with the sliding finish. his second in pretty much as many minutes in this game. And East Grinstead have turned this one around. They now lead 2-1, and that's exactly what they need to give themselves a chance of qualifying for the top 6. We will, of course, be providing you with updates on the Oxted versus Hampstead and Westminster match as that goes on, especially as East Grinstead are in the lead and are doing all they need to do to reach that top 6 place. Well, it's a very, very chilly day here, and Beeston was certainly caught colder after that break. Can they work their way back into this one? On the right-hand side, ball fired into the circle, and it does find an East Grinstead stick, but it falls kindly to Boothroyd, and he can bring it away and give his defenders a chance to reset. Here's Emmett with some space. Gittins, who's been really, really alive and sharp so far in this game, under some pressure from James Hunt, but wins the free hit, which Prosser will take. It's Panesar down this right-hand side. Under pressure from Gleeson, Panesar tries to fire it across, hits the stick of Gleeson and goes out for a long corner. Faulkner and Deacon just interchanging. Ball into the circle, but avoids any stick and goes out for a free out to Beeston. What can the visitors do to get themselves back into this one? Here's Harper with a nice spin and fouled, giving himself a free hit. No updates as yet from the game between Hampstead and Westminster and Oxted, just to add a little bit more tension to this one. As the ball is one there on the edge of the circle. Here's Croft with a dangerous pass across, but it's behind his teammates. Much of the frustration of Apula in the Beeston dugout. Gives the plastic a little punch in frustration. This game really does mean a lot to both sides. Pavis now into Griffiths. Griffiths into Gleeson. Gleeson under pressure from Gittins, manages to get away from him. And Mackey. And that looks like there's going to be a card there for Gittins, a green one. So he and East Grinstead will be down to 10 players for the next 2 minutes. The ball fired into the circle. Initially picked off by Prosser and into the foot of Croft. And East Grinstead get away with that one. Home side with the advantage on the scoreboard, but they are now 1 player down with that card for Gittins. There's Emmett there under pressure, wins a free hit, takes it long. Aerial ball for Boothroyd to chase down this right-hand side. Canadian does well to keep it in. Under pressure from Paul, wins a free hit off the foot. Gives his fellow attacker some time to get forwards. Here's Mackey. Wins a free hit off Waterston. Wallace into the circle. Boothroyd, good save by Hujuan. Very important save by the Beeston goalkeeper there, and that's the 3rd or 4th one he's made so far in this game. Wallace this time also almost turning provider for the goal, having scored twice himself already. Here's Boothroyd again, having seen that chance saved. Here's Panesar. Wallace for company, finds him. Lowe's long rangy legs looking to work away into the circle, but just took the ball out of bounds. And Beeston once again have control of the ball and the opportunity to bring it clear. Griffiths under pressure, forced to go back to his defenders, and Pavis gives the ball away. Here's a chance for a counter-attack. Boothroyd bringing it through. He's got Emmett and Wallace up for support. Just forced to check back by Griffiths. Here's Prosser. Prosser playing it into the circle. Emmett controls it really well. Tries to get it across to Wallace, and the ball is somehow gone wide. And I think the last touch must have come off Wallace there, because it's been given as a free out for Beeston. And another chance goes begging for East Grinstead. But they're certainly the team putting the pressure on at the moment. The high press once again causing the Beeston defenders to make mistakes, and they've won the ball once again. Here comes Boothroyd with Lane for company. Lane into the circle. Just can't quite find a teammate. But East Grinstead really have the advantage right now, despite the fact that they're actually still down to 10 players for the next couple of moments. But here come Beeston at the opposite end, looking to take advantage. Ball fired across the circle there by, I believe that was Brendan Andrews, but couldn't find a teammate. Danger averted for East Grinstead. And I think they're back to full complement. So they've seen out that 2-minute period quite well, actually, and if anything, probably should have added to their advantage. But they're still ahead, 2-1, doing exactly what they need to do. Faulkner. Panesar, neatly up to Gittins, back on the pitch after his green card. Unfortunately this time his pass forward was picked off, and East Grinstead thought they won the ball back there, but deemed to have done so illegally, and Beeston just inside. The East Grinstead half have a chance to bring it forwards. Cheeky little area now down this right hand side. But young James Hunt can't do anything with it. Faulkner there can't quite bring it under control. Almost won back by Lane, but Panesar does well. And Prentice just taking it back to his defenders once again. Here's Pavis. Paul. Griffiths looking to find something in the centre of midfield. Can't. Here's Lane. The bright pink shoes. In towards Gittins. Can't quite control it. East Grinstead again turning the ball over in the middle of the pitch, causing all sorts of issues. Really putting the pressure on. It's been to the last 10 minutes of the first half. That ball forward, almost intercepted by Prosser, but now breaks for Prentice. Prentice looking to find a pass into a teammate. Instead it falls for Griffiths. Griffiths ball into the circle, cut out by Faulkner. Lane just checks back there, looking for some help. And Prosser does well. They've certainly, in this quarter so far, East Grinstead become a lot tighter in possession. As soon as I say that, there's a missed trap and the ball goes out. But certainly they're creating more turnovers than they're giving away, in which has been crucial, really. Just getting some control of the ball. Seems like neither side has been able to do too much of that so far in this game, this high-pressure game. Nerves, obviously, playing a part for both teams. Aikinger, scorer of Beeston's goal, with a cute little aerial forwards there. Sign wins the free hit for Beeston. Under pressure from Lander, manages to get away almost from Lander, winning the free hit in the process. East Grinstead once again pressurising, giving away the free hit, but certainly making it difficult for Beeston to enter the circle, and when they do, there are players swarming around the ball there, as Hatherley's done. Sent Gittins on his way. Gittins with Holland for support, but just run off the ball by the Beeston players. Lane almost thought he had a way through to goal there, but the ball deemed to have hit Gittins' foot in the process. East Grinstead's so threatening on the counter. They've got a very exciting group of young, fast players, attacking players. They're certainly making the most of it at the moment. Deakin into Lane, two vastly experienced players. But once again, the free hit goes the way of Beeston. Hunt plays it to Aikinger. It's a nice ball forwards into the path of Harper. under some pressure, does well to keep this ball as he moves down the left-hand side. Gleeson with the sideline ball, trying to get past Prosser, but beautifully read by the Welsh captain, and now plays Luke Holland in. Holland does well just to keep his eye on the ball, keep seeing what's going on around him, and just keep possession as Gittins is under pressure from Panesar and wins the free hit. And that's so much better from East Grinstead compared to what was happening earlier on in the game. They're really taking care of the ball at the moment when in possession. And here's Faulkner. And Deakin. Lane. Prosser just checks back. Can't see anything ahead of him, so goes back to Deakin, and happy to do so. Working it down the left-hand side, but a sliding Holland can't quite keep it in. Plenty of endeavour from East Grinstead. Not happy or willing to sit back and relax on their lead. One can see if they can extend it further in this very important match as Griffiths wins the free hit, brings it forward. Harper with Collinson down the left for support. Couldn't quite find a way to get it to him as he now goes down the right-hand side. Works his way into the circle nicely. Across comes Faulkner, brilliantly read by the England junior international. Stalwart in this defence. Really standing up when his club needed him there. Hatherley working it down the left-hand side. Unfortunately, giving away the free hit there. So for those of you tuning in may have missed it, Jamie Wallace has scored both of East Grinstead's goals, the first coming near the end of the first quarter with a nice flick from a penalty corner, bringing the game level after Aikinger had given Beeston an early lead, as it's a second green card of the game for East Grinstead. This time Tim Deakin, assistant coach, receiving his marching orders for 2 minutes. Beeston have a numerical advantage once again, and they played into the circle. Sam Apula diving, and they've taken an immediate advantage as Apula, who's been very quiet so far throughout this game, is in the perfect place to bring the scores level. Well, Beeston have really had not much to shout about so far in this quarter. Very, very little in the way of circle entries, possession or territory. But the moment that they have the numerical advantage on the pitch, ball fired into the circle, and Apula, as he has been all season, is in the right place at the right time to slide the ball beyond Curtis. And we're all square once again here at St Hill. And I get the feeling that that's not going to be the last of the goals in this one. That's Apula's 6th goal of the season, I believe. Just checking on my stats. It is indeed his 6th goal in just 7 appearances, so it's been key for Beeston and has brought them level in this crucial game. But a point, as explained previously, is not enough for either side, regardless of what happens in Oxtead's game. So they'll both be gunning for the win. As to the floor there goes Connor Sign. It's Beeston now. It's amazing how momentum shifts so quickly in hockey. They're the ones in the ascendancy at the moment. Still with a player advantage. Here's Sign looking to cause some trouble, but Faulkner once again reading it very well. Needs a little bit of help though if he's to get it out of that tight spot, and smashes it up towards Wallace. Wallace is cut out, but that's a brilliant tackle by Hatherley. No, it's not. Well, the umpire actually giving the free hit for a previous offence, which Gleeson will take. Almost keeps that ball in down the right-hand side, but just overruns it, and East Grinstead now back to their full complement of players as we enter the last 3 minutes or so of this quarter. 2 apiece. What's been a thrilling first half. Not enough though for either side, so there will be, you'd imagine, plenty more chances in this one. And here's Stott. It's a lovely attempted ball forward to Wallace, but Aikinger does well to cut that one out. Gets in Apula. Apula once again brilliantly tackled by Faulkner, and he wins the free hit. East Grinstead just happy to take a little bit of time and just reset for the last few moments of this second quarter. Obviously won't be happy to be at 2-2 despite having had arguably the better of the chances throughout the game and certainly created plenty more of them. It's a nice ball by Prosser into lane, but it did just bounce up onto his shin. Aikinger with a long ball forward, brilliantly brought down by Pula almost. He's appealing for the corner. Will instead get the long corner. Panasar will take it. Plenty of East Grinstead players for support. Happy just to go back to James Hunt. Aikinger's deflected ball into the circle. He's almost touched in there. Right in front of Curtis, who reacted well to get it behind and concede the long corner. Ben Andrews out there lurking right in front of him on that deflected pass as Gleeson now worked his way into the circle. Apula once again in the right place. Andrews is there as well. Curtis is on the floor making the arrow angle, the angle narrow even. Easy for me to say. And conceding the long corner. Joe Paul fires the ball in. Almost brought under control there by Waterston. But a good tackle sees Beeston win another long corner. They're putting all the pressure on now. Apula goes to wind up, but the ball has hit his foot. Danger passes for now. Last few seconds here of this first half. Hatherley, Gittins, been really sharp, caused a lot of issues, as is Wallace, the goal scorer for East Grinstead, but can't win the free hit there. Beeston bringing it clear once again. Griffiths in the dying moments of this quarter trying to find a teammate. Back comes Stott and does really well to clear that one. And there goes the half-time whistle. So it's been a frenetic first half, full of chances. Kai Aikinger gave Beeston the lead from a corner early on. screens. It is 2 apiece in this game. Ultimately, for both clubs, that is not going to be enough to qualify for the top 6 in the league. Both teams needing a victory and relying on Oxted at least not to beat Hampstead and Westminster. We have tried to get some updates from that game. As yet, we are unaware of what the score is. But for East Grinstead, all they need to do is win. And they were in a position to do that pretty much at this time, actually at the start of the last quarter, as Jamie Wallace scored his second of the game to give them the lead. But Samapula's equaliser has got the scores level as Beeston looks to mount the first serious attack of this quarter, with Croft looking to charge into the circle, but it hit his leg in the build-up. So for those of you who may have missed it in the first half, Kai Aikinger gave Beeston the early lead from a penalty corner before Jamie Wallace equalised near the end of the first quarter. The big Canadian then scored his 7th goal of the season just moments into the second period to give East Grinstead the lead, before just moments after receiving a green card did East Grinstead. They then conceded near the end of the second quarter. Samapula scoring his 6th of the season for Beeston to make it all square here under the wintry sunshine at St Hill. East Grinstead now with the ball would be desperate to get this 3rd goal, make it 3 wins in a row and give them the best possible chance of making the top 6. Victory will lift them above Beeston for certain, but if Oxted get a point against Hampstead, it won't be enough for East Grinstead to reach the top half of the table and take on the other 5 sides above them, as here comes Mackie down this right-hand side. Ball into the circle is cut out really, really well. I think that was by Connor Sine, and now Beeston have the opportunity to break it clear as Waterston plays it into Pavis, but Pavis can't quite keep it in. Seems to pull up there, although he's jogging back, which is of course good for all to see. Here's Mackie causing trouble once again. Ball just deflected beyond or behind the path of Wallace as he was running into the circle. And it's just those little moments that East Grinstead really need to go their way in this 3rd quarter. Often the most crucial quarter in a game of hockey, especially when it's quite tight and close as this one is. It's Gleeson looking to race into the circle. Croft plays it onto the foot of Faulkner, deemed to be just outside the circle. So it's a free hit rather than a corner for Beeston, as they don't seem particularly happy with that, do Beeston? The time has been stopped here. I think it's for Pavis to receive attention. He has missed the last couple of games injured, and we did see him on that run a few moments ago pulling up. And indeed, that looks like it might be his day done, which is a sad sight. You never want to see an injury in hockey, as Joe Paul comes on in his place. Here's Aikinger now, deflected behind off an East Grinstead stick for a long corner for Beeston. Lots and lots of players inside the circle there. As Waterston looks to bring it under the control, but he can't. East Grinstead have the opportunity to counter. Here's Boothroyd, looking to find Wallace. Paul in to stop his pass getting through and give East Grinstead the sideline ball, which is taken to Prosser. Hatherley beyond Gittins, but in nicely to the path of Boothroyd. Boothroyd with players, only one player ahead of him in the circle, that being Wallace. And instead it is cut out by the Beeston defence, who are holding solid at the start of this 3rd quarter. It's exactly what they need to do. East Grinstead were very effective in the second period of getting a lot of turnovers. Beeston so far look to be a little bit more composed in possession in their own half at the start of the second half. Cut out beautifully there by Stott. Into Mackie. Prosser looking for some help. Under pressure from a couple of Beeston players and turns his way into trouble. Here's Prentice winning the free hit, which Harper will leave. The ball is back. Aikinger playing it across the Hunt. It's a difficult ball in there for his teammate, and Was a very small opportunity there for an East Grinstead break, but they decided against it. And just content to get back in possession of the ball. Deakin to Stott. Stott's ball forward easily cut out by Panesar, who wins the free hit off the foot of Wallace. Gleeson, too heavy a touch, intercepted. Chance for East Grinstead to break with Gittins. Gittins with Boothroyd up ahead of him, but can't quite find a way, keeping the ball under control. And another small chance just breaks down there for East Grinstead, and that will frustrate them. They have forced Hujuan in the Beeston goalkeeper into plenty more saves than Curtis has had to make. Hopefully they can find some more in the second quarter. Pitch seems to be quite bobbly on the far side as we look at it on our screens. Quite a few missed traps over there. East Grinstead won't mind though if that keeps giving them possession. Hatherley. Under pressure from Apula. And then Gleeson. Here's Faulkner into Stott. Stott with a nice pass there into Wallace. Wallace looking to pass one. Get past two. It's a stick gone flying, but Beeston are able to bring the ball away once again with Sign. Prentice, content for the moment, just to go back to his defence. Long aerial play forward, brought down by Collinson. Collinson plays it into Apula. Apula into the circle, turned behind and away by Hatherley. Well read there by the East Grinstead defender. Ball into the circle this time, picked up by Mackie and dribble clear. Actually, in my apologies, that was Hatherley once again in the right place, dribbling that one clear. But deemed to have hit the ball away and has been given East Grinstead's third yellow card of the game. So once again, they're down to 10. Now this time it proved very pivotal in the game as Beeston were able to draw themselves level. Can they score again and give themselves a lead, or will the home team hold on? For the moment, it's Sign putting the pressure on down this right-hand side with Prentice for company. Sign again. Cross away and Holland can't get it clear as Griffiths intercepts his pass. Richard Lane there, vast experience coming back, giving away the free hit. Sign into Griffiths. Aikinger. German defender plays it into the circle, but cut out by Stott and smashed upfield, which is what you want really when you're down a player, just to get the ball as far away from your goal as possible. But Beeston are going to try their best to bring it back as quickly as possible. Here's Hunt to Sign. Prentice, cut out by Panesar. Prentice goes for the quick ball. Too quick, too dangerous. Free hits to East Grinstead. Still down to 10 players are the home team, but can't be for too much longer. Following the green cards for Hatherley. Beeston pressing much higher up at the moment than they were in the first half, though, looking to draw a mistake from the defence. So far, though, they're managing to play it clear quite quickly, quite efficiently, and winning the sideline ball is Lane. Working nicely down this left-hand side with Prosser. But the ball going out as East Grinstead are back up to a full complement once again, which I'm sure will please them, no doubt. Gleeson there, couldn't quite control the ball just with his stick, so the danger passes once again. And after a first half that was full of chances, it's been a little bit lacking in front of goal so far in this quarter. Both teams tightening up in this really must-win game for both of them, not wanting to make a mistake that will lead to a winner. As the ball is turned over once again, and this time it's Beeston who bring it forwards. Eddie Harper, the former Cambridge City player, bringing it into a teammate, but Curtis brilliantly off his line there to smother the danger, and now East Grinstead can bring it clear. Here's Luke Emmett coming under pressure from Aikinger and deemed to have been a little bit too physical and giving away the free hit, but that was a very crucial interception there by Curtis. That was a very dangerous moment by Beeston, the South African goalkeeper, racing off his line to smother the ball and stop any shot getting in towards his goal. And that's exactly what East Grinstead need. The experienced players like Curtis, Lane, Deakin to step up, and that's a mistake there by Beeston, giving East Grinstead the long corner. Here's Lane taking it quickly. Emmett trying to force his way into the circle, wins the free hit. Unfortunately there, Wallace couldn't quite get his stick on it, and once again, any sign of a chance in this third quarter goes a-begging. Here's a Pooler now for Beeston, scorer of their second goal, firing it in towards the circle, in between the two teammates that were waiting, so out for an East Grinstead ball. The crowd still continuing to fill up. Good supporting for this one. They know, everyone at the club knows how important this game is. Can the players find a third to get themselves back in the lead once again? That's a lovely ball into the path of Stott. He's got Jones for company. Jones back in towards Stott. Ross Stott with one player at the back post. Huge one in the perfect place to get his body in the way of that attempted pass. But that's probably the clearest sight of goal either side have had. As now Wallace takes the free hit, he wins quickly into the path and it hits Hunt. He doesn't believe that that's hit him illegally, but the umpires deem it have. Here's Prosser trying to take the free hit quickly, but from the wrong place. And all of a sudden the game's sparking into life. But huge one there. Another pivotal piece of work from the Beeston goalkeeper. The Stott was causing a lot of issues, and there was an East Grinstead player at the back post unmarked. If the ball had got to him, you think he would have scored. Deakin trying to fire it into the circle. It's intercepted, illegally so. Mackie taking that free hit quickly. Apula for company. The ball has worked its way loose inside the circle. There's a free hit just outside of it. East Grinstead have really switched on in search of that crucial third goal that will give them the lead once again. Mackie looking to find a foot. Does so, but it's again outside the circle. Every single player except for Curtis inside the Beeston half. Deakin fires it in towards the circle, looking for a touch. The ball comes up high, but it's off an East Grinstead stick, and Beeston can clear it. It's a very real test of that Beeston defence there, as the area is played out towards Pavis, who seems to have shrugged off the knock he picked up earlier, which is great to see, but couldn't control that aerial, and East Grinstead are in possession once again. You can just feel the momentum continuing to swing this way and that in this game, and at the moment it's East Grinstead in the ascendancy. Mackie to Prosser. Prosser looking for some support. Feeling a pretty robust tackle coming in there as Beeston win the ball back just inside their own half. Gittins there looking to try and close his man down. Win the free hit for his side, but actually gives one away. A few meaty challenges starting to work their way into this one as well. Once again, just to reiterate, both sides have to win this one, really. Beeston currently in possession of the ball. Aikinger to Pavis. Panesar to Griffiths. Here's Paul down this left-hand side into Prentice. The young man can't keep possession though, and it's Panesar for East Grinstead, trying to work his way out of a little bit of trouble. And he and Faulkner do well. Now Wallace into Gittins. Gittins has been a little bit quiet in this quarter, but he's been on fire all season so far. Great tackle though coming in there from Sign. Sign now up the right hand side to Croft. Croft with a little bit of room to work towards the circle. Manages to bounce it. 3D scores past 1, past 2, and it hits the crossbar. Clearest sight of the third quarter so far, and Croft smacks the woodwork. And that's a let-off for East Grinstead there. Brilliant play by Croft, using his strength and his positioning really well to get that into the circle. Then the 3D skills, getting a little bit of luck and smashing the ball with all his worth. Off the frame of the goal though, and East Grinstead live to survive another day. In the last minute and a half of this third quarter. And the game is just starting to spark into life as both sides search for that winner. The winner they both need. Can anyone claim it? Lane, Faulkner, trying to find Lane, but too much on the return pass. Still no updates, I'm afraid, from the Hampstead-Oxted match. Although, as previously mentioned, that result is currently irrelevant if things to stay as they are here in West Sussex. Gleeson. It's a nice ball into the path of Collinson. Collinson with one ahead of him, but can't find a way past Faulkner. Still in the possession of East Grinstead though, and Sign's got a bit of space down this right-hand side. What can he do with it? Into the circle. Shot coming in on the reverse from Croft. Palmed away by Curtis. And that's the second clear chance in as many minutes that Henry Croft has had to give Beeston the lead. This time the South African goalkeeper Curtis sticking out a big left paw and getting that one away. Pavis, his attempted ball into the circle deflected. Firstly by Emmett and then picked off by Wallace. Wallace can see the run of Gittins. Gittins racing onto that. Gittins gets control of the ball. Can he get past Hoojman? No, the goalkeeper smartly off his line to get that one clear, and he really needed to do that from a Beeston perspective. The game's really opening up as the ball goes loose there from Lander. And now Collinson into Croft, not quite. And you can just sense that this game is going to ramp up in the final quarter. Both sides are just starting to stretch a little bit. And there goes the whistle for the end of the third period. It's still all square. It's East Grinstead 2, Beeston 2. And it's time for the final quarter in the final game in the first half of the men's Premier Division season. And there is so much riding on this one. It's currently all square between East Grinstead and Beeston. Both sides need a win to stand any chance of qualifying and getting into the top 6 for the second half of the season. Can either side find that all-important third goal that you think might be enough to win this game? It was Beeston who came closest in that third quarter, to finding it. Henry Croft hitting the crossbar and forcing a save from Curtis, before later on Gittins was presented with a one-on-one chance with Hoojwan, but the Beeston goalkeeper raced off his line to close it down. You get the feeling that one goal is going to be enough in this one, but who is going to score it? Plenty of vocal fans on the far side of the pitch as we watch the game. Nearly all of them East Grinstead supporters won't be pleased to see the Beeston are breaking into the circle at the moment. And that's great defence to win the free hit and avert the danger there, as Apula and Griffiths and Gleeson were all looking threatening. Here's Stott. Boothroyd. Back with Boothroyd from Prosser. Deakin filling in the absence of a couple of key defenders and doing a sterling job, the assistant coach. It's Dan Faulkner captaining the side today, with his brother Simon still absent, injured, acting as team manager and coach today. Aerial ball by Faulkner into towards Gittins, but cut out by Griffiths. Griffiths now into Apula, scorer of Beeston's equaliser. Here's Gleeson. Gleeson with a ambitious ball forward, shall we say, that no teammate was able to get on the end of. Stott once again. Very neat turn there to get away from Harper. Lovely piece of skill under pressure. Charging down this left-hand side, looking to get in Boothroyd. He's done that. Boothroyd drags it back just behind the on-rushing Gittins at the edge of the circle there. And it's just the moments like that that both teams need to click in these last 15 minutes or so, as the sun sets in West Sussex. The temperature drops even further. Here's Panesar. Straight into the foot of Boothroyd there. 2 Canadian internationals on opposing teams today. As East Grinstead win that free hit after the attempted ball forward by Pavis, who seems to have shrugged off the earlier knock he was carrying. And he'll be crucial for Beeston in these remaining few minutes, as Gittins gets the ball now eventually back to Faulkner and across to Stott. Shown a couple of great bits of skill in this second half so far as Stott. Could he be the one to unlock this Beeston defence for East Grinstead? Unfortunately, though, it's Beeston who've been given a very easy sideline ball in a very attacking place, though. Prosser brilliantly across, the Welsh captain reading the game brilliantly, as he's done throughout his whole career, to stifle the threat of Beeston. Stott, his ball cut out by Apula, but Mackie there to tidy the possession up and race into the Beeston half. Here's Prosser, Gittins now, down this left-hand side. What can he do? His attempted pass forward hits Aikinger's stick and is tidied up by Suki Panesar. Happy to just take the ball into the corner and play for a little bit of time, although neither side can really afford to waste too much time. But he does well there, does the 2-time Olympian for Canada, winning the free hit for his team, which Beeston take quickly. Here's Griffiths, winning the sideline ball for the Nottinghamshire-based team. Aikinger across to Pavis. Gleeson. Sam Hathley once again doing really well to cut that out on the edge of the circle, but the ball is back in Beeston's possession, and Waterston couldn't quite bring it under control there as it's just 3-on-2 in Beeston's favour in the East Grinstead circle, so they've done well to get that one clear and stop any shots coming in at Curtis's goal. There's a very robust tackle comes in there by Harper. There's been a few of those coming in the last few minutes or so. There's a lot riding on this game. Both sides desperate for those 3 points. Prosser into Deakin. Hunt under pressure from Emmett. Now Boothroyd. He's been a real live wire all game, trying to get past Pavis, winning the free hit just outside the circle. Holland leaves it for Prosser. Wallace down this left-hand side of the circle. Wallace trying to find a teammate. Hoojwan gets out, manages to get something on the ball, but it's an East Grinstead corner. Only their second of the game. Only the third corner we've had all game. Both of them have been scored from so far. Can East Grinstead score once again and give themselves a crucial lead with just over 10 minutes remaining in this one? The crowd that had been very vociferous in the last few minutes has gone very, very silent as we prepare for this set piece. Any set piece in a game is pretty important, but you can just sense how crucial this one is. You've got Mackie and Wallace. Most likely flickers at the edge of the circle. Wallace, of course, on a hat-trick. Scored his first and only corner so far. The Beeston defenders once again just having a little bit of an issue getting their kit ready in time. It is a cold day, cold hands. I think the pitch might be just starting to freeze over a little bit as well. It is pretty much freezing here in West Sussex. It's a cold day. Now the sun's gone as well. Can East Grinstead light it up from this corner? It's back. It's Wallace again. It's deflected. They're appealing for a second corner and they have it, I believe. Croft taking one for his team there. And having got over the pain of being hit, he's then asking, how is that a corner? But that's what the umpires have deemed it to be. And we go again. Once again, the crowd goes impeccably silent. What will the routine be this time? It went straight to Wallace for the flick on that last attempt. Will they do the same again? Will they try a variation? We'll find out any moment now. Faulkner ready to inject. Mackie and Wallace in position. Comes back to Wallace once again, flicks, charged down once again off the pads, once again to the frustration of Croft. And it's a third corner in succession for East Grinstead. Will they change it up this time, or will it come back to Wallace again? The big Canadian on a hat-trick. Faulkner, again the injector. Mackie and Wallace again in position. Stott and Prosser in position to trap. It's Wallace again, and Wallace scores! It's a hat-trick for the Canadian, and East Grinstead have that all-important lead for the second time in this game. Jamie Wallace firing the ball into the back of the net from a corner once again, and it's 3-2, and it's on. It's on for East Grinstead. The crowd certainly enjoyed that one, having gone silent. Plenty of celebrations, but there's still a long way to go in this game. 9 minutes remaining. But East Grinstead have that all-important lead. Can they hang on to it now? Of course, if Oxted do manage to get a point against Hampstead and Westminster, it will all be in vain for East Grinstead. And we still, annoyingly, haven't got any updates on that one. If anyone could maybe, I don't know, message us or something just to let us know what's going on in that game, that would be great. Back on the pitch, Gittins with a lovely piece of control there down the left-hand side to bring down the aerial. Under pressure from Hunt. Turning, twisting, winning the free hit, taken quickly by Holland. Bringing it back to Prosser. Panesar. Panesar twisting as well, trying to find Wallace, and he does so, but the Canadian, having just scored his hat-trick, can't quite bring it under control, and Beeston are in possession once again. And it'll be interesting to see now whether Beeston go for it hell for leather straight away, because they need a win, so they need 2 goals really. But Gittins, as he's done all game, is sniping, pressing. Had the ball taken off him though. So Beeston need 2 goals. East Grinstead need to not concede. You think the Nottinghamshire side have really got to go for it now in these remaining 7.5 minutes or so. The long aerial played forward. Big shout of mine there by Captain Faulkner. Brilliantly controlled it, wins the free hit. And that's exactly what his club needed. Stott charging down the left-hand side, does brilliantly to beat several Beeston players, trying to work his way more centrally, wins the free hits off Aikinger, much to the frustration of the German. There's a few words being exchanged there, but we play on. Here's Prosser. Down this left-hand side, had lane for company, switches back, finds Mackey. Mackey's attempted ball into the circle, hits the foot of Hunt, just outside the circle, so it's a free hit to East Grinstead. 6.5 minutes remaining here. And it'll be Prosser now. A man who experienced an enormous high with Wales just a few weeks ago. Can he now find the same with his club? That attempted ball into the circle though, misplaced, goes behind. And Aikinger with a long, raking aerial, cut out brilliantly by Faulkner once again. No mistakes from the captain so far. Lovely turn there by Prentice. Highly rated youngster showing some great skill. Gleeson into the circle. Ben Andrews cuts it across, and back comes Faulkner once again to cut out any danger. I think he's hurt himself in the process, but what a piece of defending that was by Dan Faulkner, putting his body on the line to intercept that ball. Tempers are just starting to rise in this game as the temperatures drop. 2 umpires there having a discussion as to exactly what happened there, whether there may be any sanctions for any players. And Beeston look as though they're lining up at the edge of the circle ready for a corner. And indeed, they have a corner. Much to the annoyance there of the East Grinstead players. Dan Faulkner there just being told by his teammates just to stop questioning the decision and get ready to defend the corner with all his might. Massive, massive opportunity here for Beeston. 1 from 1 from their corner so far. Aikinger firing in earlier on. What can they do from this one? Once again, the crowd go silent. Both teams just taking their time to get fully set for this one. Beeston with Aikinger and Pavis at the edge of the circle. Big defence needed here from East Grinstead to keep this one out and keep themselves in with a chance. Ball is injected as the Castle switch left. It comes back to Aikinger. Aikinger fires it. Brilliant save off the line. What a piece of defending that was. Combining Lewis Prosser and Richard Curtis. And the goalkeeper celebrating. He knows how much that means, as do the crowd. That was a lovely, lovely flick by Aikinger, but beautifully read on the line. Danger averted. As we have a little break in play here. We still have 5 minutes remaining, according to the scoreboard, away to my left. So there, as you can see on the graphic, it does say just under 2 minutes, but I'm going to go off the scoreboard that I can see, and it's around 5 minutes still remaining. The clock is off at the moment. Just as I say that, for probably the third or fourth time today, the whistle goes back on. Lovely dummy and leave there by Lane, but doesn't quite make its way through to Gittins. Beeston still with goalkeeper Hushman on the pitch. They haven't decided to opt for the extra outfielder, as Lane there does really well to intercept and win the free hit. Experience coming to the fore there. As his attempted quick take into Gittins, taken from the wrong place, and it's East Grinstead have the ball once again. Prosser. Lane in the corner. Bold strategy to try and keep it there for 4 minutes, but he ends up winning the long corner. Prosser into Lane once again, under pressure from Panesar. Panesar with a foul. So East Grinstead once again happy to just keep control of the ball in this left-hand corner. Done so illegally, and Pavis trying to take the free hit quickly. Beeston still needing those 2 goals. They have to win, as do East Grinstead, and have both teams really relying on the result from Oxted as well. Here's Prosser. Emmett doing really well under severe pressure there, winning the free hit just inside his own half. Here comes the change from Beeston with 3.5 minutes remaining. Off goes the goalkeeper Hujwan. On comes Henry Croft. So they now have 11 outfielders. No kicking back. That rule was rescinded a couple of years ago. So no one with goalkeeper privileges, but they have 11 outfielders. But they give away the free hit there. As the whistle goes, time is off with just over 3 minutes remaining in this one. Mackie being encouraged to just fire the ball high and long, and he does exactly that. Can Gittins keep it in? He can. Brilliantly controls it once again. Looking to turn past 2 and get into the circle. The free hit is taken far too quickly by Wallace. He can't get his 4th of the game quite like that. But that just knocks a little bit more time off the clock. Gittins leaves it for Mackie. And Gittins, surely they can't keep it in the corner for 3 minutes. Well, they're going to try their best. Here is Gittins once again. But the ball falls for Harper. And now Apula trying to bring it clear. Panesar across to win the free hit. Canadian international there showing plenty of experience. Here's Lane. Mackie. Pass intercepted by by Griffiths. Here's Pavis now with the free hit. Charging down this right-hand side. Smashing the ball. Is it in between 2 Beeston players? Yes, it is. 2 minutes to go, and you can feel the tension around the ground here at East Grinstead. They're doing all they can for the moment. They just need to not concede for the next 120 seconds. As the clock stops on 2 minutes, the clock has already gone to 0 on our screen, so now literally no idea how much time is left. Beeston in possession. They still need 2 goals to see them have any chance of qualifying for the top 6, but it can't be controlled by Hunt. Massive moments here for East Grinstead. And missed controls like that are exactly what they need to just help tick the time down. It's Faulkner with the Slightly scuffed aerial forwards, but it does fall kindly for Wallace, who's just going to barge his way past one player. Now charging down this left-hand side, Jamie Wallace, hero of the day so far with a hat-trick, winning the free hit, doing exactly what his team need from him. Actually, he doesn't win the free hit, my apologies, but time is continuing to go down. Here's Pavis, under pressure from Wallace. Lane wins the ball. Now it is Wallace once again. Ball play forward by Griffiths into the path of Collinson. Collinson trying to work it into the circle. Faulkner once again in the right place at the right time to make the legal block. Here's Prosser. Lovely spin, lovely piece of skill there. The umpire is unhappy with something Croft has said. Well, as a green card being distributed, it was given to Croft, but actually his teammate Collinson is the one who's walked off. So East Grinstead now down to 10. Long aerial ball forward. Can Gittins bring it down this time? Not quite. It's now or never for Beeston, and they really need to score twice. Can they do it? Panesar smashing the ball forward, knocked on by Apula. Faulkner in the right place at the right time, taking it towards the corner. We must be near the end of time now, surely. Wins the free hit. That's exactly what he needed. The crowd giving East Grinstead all the support they can. The final whistle goes. East Grinstead have done all they can. They've beaten Beeston here 3-2 thanks to a hat-trick from Jamie Wallace. Celebrations go up around the ground. We just need to know the result from the other game, which we'll bring to you as soon as we are aware of it. But East Grinstead have done all they can. A quick recap of what happened in today's game. Beeston opened the scoring very early on in the first quarter through Kai Akinger's penalty corner before Jamie Wallace, from a corner of his own, brought Beeston level towards the end of the first quarter. Moments into the second period, Wallace was in the right place at the right time to strike and give his side the lead before Sam Apula scored his 6th of the season to make it level at half-time. Going into the final quarter, East Grinstead won 3 quarters in a matter of moments. And Jamie Wallace fired home from the final one, his hat-trick. That's given East Grinstead their 3rd win in a row. They've done everything they can. We now just await that result from Hampstead and Westminster against Oxted. A reminder that if Oxted have lost, if they haven't got a point, East Grinstead will be in the top 6 and competing for the title and the second half of the season. As the players go over to their fans and are deservedly given a round of applause. They played brilliantly today under some fierce Beeston pressure. A really competitive game between 2 very evenly matched teams. We can see various people there on their phones trying to work out what's happened in the other game. But it's East Grinstead who've done all they can here. 3-2 winners.